Alrighty there, folks. Let's talk about Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. My name is Mr. Matthew Larson, and here we go. Diving right on in. Let's talk about the background briefly. This book was written by Marcus Aurelius, who was going to be the emperor of Rome from 161 until 180 AD. He is considered the last of the five good emperors, and his reign comes at the end of Pax Romana, which was his time in ancient Rome, where the empire was really thriving and in a time of massive peace, particularly in comparison to what you had had previously, where the empire was at war and you had civil wars and civil disagreements going on and like Caesar being stabbed repeatedly. These different things happening. During the time of Aurelius, that is not going on. It's a time of peace. Pax Romana, and the last of the five good emperors. His book, Meditations, was originally, most likely, so we think, not intended to actually be published, but more so just his thoughts in his diary, so to speak, which is a little bit uncomfortable if you think about it from that standpoint of your own diary eventually being published and then taught in school for teenagers to read. But this is what he wrote, so this is his idea. Very famous book that's been around for a long period of time, but really influential in a lot of different people's lives. Which is why we're studying it right through here. But it is important to understand that it was not originally intended to be published. It's also not written chronologically. So some of the books, like book 2, for example, wasn't necessarily the second one written. Book 1 wasn't the first one. And they kind of just pieced it together in this way because it made the most amount of sense. People who compiled the book long, long ago, but it wasn't intended to be published. The first book we're going to look at is book 2, which has to deal with dealing with unpleasant people. Now, the kind of core idea of this one is that all people naturally have logic. So logic, like if the hole is this big and the box is this big, the box is not going to fit into the hole. That's logical, right? If you drop an egg from a high point and it hits the ground, egg's going to go splat. That's logic. So the argument here is that people naturally are logical. Additionally, all humans are a part of the greater whole. So we as an individual are a part of the human community. We are simply a tiny aspect of that, and we are logical. And also that there's no point in getting distracted what others think. You are your own human being. If someone else doesn't like you because of something, or someone else thinks what you're wearing is ugly, or your haircut's stupid, or that you're dumb, that's what they think. That's not what you need to think. And it doesn't really matter. So that's kind of the core idea that Aurelius is writing about here. The big quote that I really want you to focus on is "Every man's happiness depends from himself," which comes from book 2, section 3. So what I would like from those of you who are watching this video, the day this is due in class, I would like you to come and bring me this written down on a sticky note, piece of paper, something like that, just so I can see that you've actually watched this video. Just write down, "Every man's happiness depends from himself." This is the core theme that Aurelius is writing really about in section or book 2. So I want you to write that down, bring it to me in class. That is all for this video. Questions, comments, let me know. I will see you later. Good luck.